Hey everyone, Eric here. In this video, we're checking out the wonderful audio technology, Ancient Echoes. Ancient Echoes from Wonderful Audio Technology is a reverb pedal. At its heart, it's a reverb pedal, but we have other features like a pre-delay and modulation section. So let's go ahead and get into the controls. Now at the top left here, we have our level control. This is how much reverb is mixed in with our dry signal. So if we turn it all the way down, we're not going to get any reverb. So here's with the pedal off. Turn the pedal on. Still no reverb because the level control is all the way down. As we turn that up, we're going to introduce more reverb into our dry signal. Next to level, we have Dampen. This lets us control the high-end frequency information inside the reverb. So with Dampen at minimum, we have the brightest reverb sound that we can possibly get out of the Ancient Echoes. As we start to turn the Dampen control up, we're going to shave off more high-end and get a darker reverb sound overall, which also interacts with other features later down the pedal. But let's go ahead and hear exactly what the Dampen control is doing to the sound of the reverb. You can hear it's really bright and really lively with the Dampen all the way down. Moving on, we have the echo control right here. This lets us add a pre-delay, which means at minimum, as soon as we send a signal into the Ancient Echoes, we're going to hear it reverberate immediately. As we turn that echo up, it's going to add a little bit of a delay before we start to hear that reverb come back at us from the signal we put in. So let's go ahead and start at minimum, which is the fastest pre-delay, and then go up from there. Moving on, we have the resonance control, which is kind of like the size of the reverb. So at minimum, we're going to get a smaller sounding reverb, and as we turn the resonance up, we're going to get a larger and more expansive sounding reverb. So now I've got my 335 plugged into the Ancient Echoes, and we're moving on to the modulation section inside the pedal. This is controlled with the rate and depth controls right here. And to those familiar with modulation pedals, this will be pretty intuitive because the rate lets us control the speed of the modulation, which is the pitch modulation. And then the depth control lets us make it more subtle modulation or more intense and warbly modulation. So let's go ahead and focus in on the rate control. I'm going to turn the depth up just to exaggerate and let us hear the rate. So we're going to start with the rate at minimum. You can hear there's a lot of range in that rate control. So let's go ahead and move on to the depth control. At minimum, again, we're going to get little to no modulation. And then as we turn the depth control up, we're going to introduce more intense modulation. And now we've arrived at the reflections knob, which is physically bigger than all the other knobs, and it's kind of the heart of the Ancient Echoes. What this controls is a feedback loop inside the delay line in the Ancient Echo. So it's pretty closely linked with the Echo knob right up here, but it's very interactive with the rest of the controls too. So what the reflection knob does is, at minimum, we're sending no signal back into itself. But as we start to increase the reflection knob, we're sending more and more signal from our output back to the input of that delay line, which creates more oscillation and kind of droning and atmosphere. So it can get really crazy and really out of hand, but it can also be very beautiful. It's very interactive with the other controls, but let's just go ahead and hear how it sounds. So as you heard there, the reflections control is very interactive with the echo control. As we increase the echo, it kind of puts the droning and the background a little bit more and adds maybe a little bit more ambient texture. It's also really interactive with the dampen control because at higher dampen settings, the Ancient Echoes has less to reflect because we're sending less high-end frequencies into the reverb. So let's go ahead and turn the reflections up pretty far and then hear how that dampen control affects the sound. And that brings us to the momentary summon foot switch down here on the bottom right of the pedal. When we press and hold this pedal, what it does is it maxes out this reflection knob. So what we could do is we could keep a pretty low reflection setting, get a nice spacey sound. And then whenever we want to kind of swell into some ambience or, you know, just kind of chaos, we can press and hold that summon foot switch. I hope you enjoyed this look at the Ancient Echoes from Wonderful Audio Technology. Of course, Let me know in the comments below, how would you incorporate the Ancient Echoes into your rig? Where would you place it on your pedal board? What other pedals would you use it alongside of? So let me know that in the comments below. I want to send a huge thank you to these folks right here, my executive producers over on my Patreon page. Your support means the world to me. Thank you so very much. If you watching this would like to help support the channel and my efforts on the internet, of course, I'll leave a link to Patreon in the description below. Thank you so much for the support. Thank you for watching. I hope you're doing well. I hope you're staying safe. I'll talk to you in the next video. Take care of yourself.